everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elana, also known as avknitts, and on this channel I love to share all things knitting. And I'm really excited for this video today because it's basically gonna be me going through all of the sweaters that I knit. I'm gonna talk about how they've been wearing, if I actually wear them, if I recommend the pattern, and the yarn too. And yeah, I'm really excited to get going through it. I have 7 items I want to share with you. I'm pretty sure I've shared every single one of these items in one of my videos in the last year or so, but today I'm gonna be combining them all together and going through them. So I'm really excited, and let's go ahead and get started with the first sweater I have. Alright, so the first sweater I want to show you guys is this one over here. This is the first sweater I've actually ever knit, and it is the Softy Sweater by Cardigan, I believe. I will put the pattern name and the designer on the screen somewhere just so you guys know. But this is what it looks like. It's a very, very soft sweater, to the point where it's a little itchy. I don't know, it's like that softness that's kind of like itchy on the skin. The yarn that I used for this was the Sandnes worsted alpaca, which it has like 90 something percent brushed alpaca and a couple percent of nylon. So it's a very soft yarn. I knit this sweater holding the yarn double, so it created like a pretty thick worsted bulky weight yarn, as you can see. I've worn this a couple times, and the couple times that I wore it, I ended up washing it, and after the wash it got very, I don't know, like not felted, but like a little bit actually. If it'll focus for you, there it goes. Okay, so you can still see the stitches, but they're kind of I don't know, it looks like it's a little bit felted, and not a huge fan of the look of it anymore. It's also not very oversized. I will insert some clips of me actually wearing the garments, but it doesn't look oversized on me, and I think that's totally my fault because I didn't use the recommended needle size on this. I like went down a couple sizes because I didn't really know that much about it. I just assumed like, oh, like, yeah, you just need bigger needles for thicker yarn, but they still weren't big enough, and I don't know, not a favorite of mine. I don't think I'm gonna make this one again because also I wasn't a huge fan of the construction of it. Basically, you start at the bottom, and it's a bottom-up sweater. You knit in the round, which since this was my first sweater and I never really knit a sweater before, I didn't know you could knit in the round, so I was really confused for the longest time, like how I was supposed to, like I literally got up to the sleeves, like where you're supposed to split the front and back, like the front and back panels, so you can start knitting the front and then the back separately and then join the sleeves after. And I got really confused. I had to have a coworker of mine read the instructions, and then she explained it to me how I'm supposed to knit it in the round. So lesson learned. But yeah, this is a bottom-up construction, not a favorite of mine, but it still turned out decent for a first sweater. I don't think I'm gonna unravel it or anything just because this is my first sweater I've ever knit, and I don't want to give it away either because it holds memories. But otherwise, I mean, it's really simple. It doesn't have anything like intricate really in it. It's just a basic sweater with like a little bit of a turtle mock neck situation. So yeah, this is how it turned out. Definitely not my favorite sweater I've knit, but I'm still happy with the result of it as a first sweater. And yeah, I just don't really wear it that much anymore. Maybe with fall coming around the corner, I'll wear it a little bit more with like leggings or something, I don't know, or just like around the house. But other than that, this is just kind of something that sits in my drawer, which I'll try to kind of wear it a little bit more this fall and winter, but we'll see. Okay, the next sweater I have to share with you is my Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit. This is how this one turned out like. It's actually really cute. It's definitely something that I do wear quite a bit, just because it's actually really cozy. The yarn that I used for this was the Knitting for Olive merino held together with their soft silk mohair, and it gave a really beautiful finish. I really like the combination of those yarns together. As you can see, it's pretty like fuzzy but not crazy. There we go. And the stitches are all pretty neat on here. I really like the detailing on the back with the raglan. As you can see, that kind of separates the sleeves from the front and back. I think Petite Knit did a really good job with the design of this, and then the collar just gives a little bit of a different touch to like a regular sweater. And honestly, the sweater has been holding up really well. I don't even notice any pilling on it, which I think the mohair really helps with that. Like especially with the sleeves, you would see it a lot, like where the sleeves rub off like with your body. But I don't see anything, and I've never had to like shave it or anything like that either. So I'm really pleased with this yarn combination. Definitely one of my favorite yarns that I use is the Knitting for Olive merino, and I do really like their soft silk mohair too, just because it's very cozy. I do find it a tiny bit itchy on my skin, but it's nothing horrible to where I can't wear it anymore. The only other downside with the mohair is that it does get a little bit pricey, like having to combine two different yarns together. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's probably cheaper to find like a DK weight yarn instead of having to find a fingering weight plus the silk mohair. Like, it does add up. But I am very pleased with this sweater, and I'm definitely going to wear it a lot more, especially now with fall coming around the corner. Our weather has really kind of cooled down a bit. Like, we're in mid-September, but it's already in the 60s. So sadly, summer is basically over, but that does mean that I can start bringing on my fall knits, and I am excited about that. So yeah, I do really like this sweater. The only thing I think that I would change on this, and this is probably just because I've done a couple more newer sweaters where I've done this on the cuffs, but like the cuffs, they're just the regular 1x1 ribbing, which I'm more of a fan of the twisted rib kind of cuffs now, just because I feel like it looks a lot neater. Like the hand cut, like the hand part of it, it looks fine, but I'm not a huge fan of the body. I feel like I could have done a lot neater job. So for example, like they're not very even looking, which it is what it is now. I'm not going to undo it and change that up. That's just like one thing that I would point out, that I'm not 100% happy with. It's just not the neatest job, and that's just something of a fault of my own, but it's okay. Otherwise, the sweater itself is very, very cute, and I'm a huge fan of it, and I can't wait to start wearing it a little bit more. Okay, the next pattern I have to share with you, it's actually more of a cardigan than a sweater, but you can wear it as a sweater if you want. And it's the April cardigan by Petite Knit. This is how mine turned out. The only difference in mine than what Petite Knit shows is that the band is made using the double knitted band. I think that's the method called for it, instead of like the 1x1 ribbing that she tells you to do, just because I like the look of this a lot better, and I just wanted to do that. It was very tedious to do it, but I just followed the instructions off of one of her other cardigans where she does the double knit band, and I just used it on this one. So yeah, this cardigan is very fuzzy. I don't know if the video picks it up. There it goes. It kind of focused a bit, but it's a very fuzzy material that I gave off. The yarn I used for it was the Sanisgarn Sunday held together with the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, and I do really like how it turned out. I think it's really cute. The yarn is holding up really nicely, But to be honest, I actually don't really wear this cardigan out very much. I've worn it a little bit like around the house and stuff, just over like a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt, like how I'm wearing a cardigan right now over a long sleeve under. But otherwise I haven't really worn it out, and the reason for that I think is because it's kind of tighter on me, and that's kind of the point of the pattern anyway. Like, it's not supposed to be this oversized cardigan, but I don't know, it's just not really the style I gravitate towards anymore. Maybe it was something that I was into last year, and I just kind of got out of it by the time I finished the cardigan, because this is something that I started like beginning of 2023 or like mid 2023, and then I actually finished it at the end of 2023. So yeah, not really like my style anymore, but I think it's very pretty. I think I should definitely wear it a lot more because it's a very nice pattern. It looks very clean. All of the ribbing on this is done really nicely too. I was saying I'm not a huge fan of the Elizabeth blouse, the ribbing that I did, but on this one it looks really neat. This is how the cuffs turned out, and then even like the bottom of the body, like it looks really neat. Like, it doesn't look messy at all. So I don't know, it's a really nice pattern. I think I did a really good job on it. I just need to wear it a lot more. The yarn is holding up beautifully though, just because I think of the mohair again. It's really helping kind of keep everything tidy and not letting it get all like pilly. So yeah, that's definitely something I do like about mohair. It just helps everything look very smooth and tidy and doesn't let it pill or whatever. So yeah, this is the April cardigan. I'm gonna try to wear it a lot more just because I think it's a very pretty pattern and I don't want it to go to waste. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Very cute. Okay, the next garment I have to show you is also not really a sweater, but it's like a wrap. So it's the Levitate Wrap by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is how it is. It's kind of opened up weird right now, but I will insert some videos of me actually wearing these and you'll get a better look of how everything looks. So yeah, this is how this one is. It is definitely one of my favorite garments that I've ever knit, just because I think it turned out so professional looking. Like, I never thought I could be able, like I never thought I would be able to knit something like this. Like, it's just so pretty. I am obsessed with it. I like all of the details on this too. It's just so nice. So the yarn I used for this was the Isager Eco Soft held together with their Trio 1. So the Trio 1, it just kind of gives off like a little bit of a different color to the look of the garment, because I remember I tried knitting this with just the Eco Soft, because the Trio 1 doesn't really have, like, it's a very thin yarn, like super thin. So it's not like it was adding any more weight to it, like basically at all. But I tried knitting just the Eco Soft held like single, and it just kind of looked very, it wasn't bad, but it was just like one shade of gray, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I ended up getting the Trio 1, and I held it together and I tried to knit another little sample size, and I really liked how the yarn looked held together. So I don't know if you'll really notice a lot when I hold it up. Let me see if it'll show, maybe. But the Eco Soft is like that grayish color, and then you can kind of see like a cream like undertone that kind of goes throughout the material, and that's from the Trio 1. So I think it creates a very beautiful look to it, and it's definitely a really nice yarn combination that I used. It's what My Favorite Things Knitwear recommends as well that you use, and so I mean, she knows what she's talking about because it turned out really nice. It's not itchy for me at all. but I do usually wear it on top of a sweater that I have underneath anyway, so I don't think I would even feel the itch, like, since I have something under. But yeah, this is a really pretty pattern. It has like that double band all around the sweater, so like all around the front it has that double band, which was a little bit tedious, but we got through it. And then all around the bottom it has it, which it gives a really nice professional look in my opinion. And then of course the little bow that you tie in the front here too, you also do like that double knit. So these actually went by fairly quick, but yeah, very pretty. I am obsessed with this. The yarn is holding up really well as well. I've worn this quite a lot and I don't see any pilling on it at all. I think that helps because it's like this like very plushy type of material, like from the EcoSoft. Oh, you can kind of see on the under side a bit better, like the yarn, how it kind of looks with the trio one. Like you can see the cream of it a little better. That kind of goes through it. So yeah, that's how that looks like. But yeah, it's holding up really nicely. I'm very excited that it's starting to get cold again so that I can wear this again. It'll probably be a little bit harder to wear this in the winter with my belly getting bigger, but we'll make it work. It's fine. So yeah, that's all I really had to share about it. I do like the little back shaping of it too. I don't think I showed that. But that little line that kind of goes down, I think it looks really nice and neat. So yeah, very pretty pattern. I'm very happy I made it. And that's all I really had to say about this one. So yeah, that is my Levitate wrap. Okay, so the next sweater I have to share with you, I'm kind of disappointed with how the yarn is turning out because this is definitely one of my top favorite sweaters and I still really love it. I love the pattern of it. I love the yarn still. The only problem with it is that it's starting to pill a lot. But let me share with you which one it is. It is the Tenon Vneck sweater by Kadri, and it's kind of like this, I just love the flow of it. It's so nice. Like, it's not really heavy at all either. It's like a very lightweight sweater. So the yarn I used for this was the Road to China Light by the Fiber Company. Let me see what it has in it. I know I wrote it down. It has baby alpaca, silk, camel, and cashmere in it. So quite a lot of things, but it is one of the softest yarns that I've ever worked with, and I am so obsessed with it. Like, even to this day, I finished this sweater like in December of last year, and I've worn it so much. But the thing is, it's just not wearing very well because it pills so much. Like, it has it on the back. I don't know if the camera will even pick it up. Oh, I think it is. Yeah. It's like pilling on the back when I'm like leaning against something. It's pilling a lot like at the sleeves, which I kind of cleaned it up a little bit the other day. But yeah, you can still kind of see it. It has it like all over the sleeves. It has it at the bottom of the body. It's like everywhere, which kind of bummed about because it is so pretty and I wish it was holding up a lot better than it is. But I still wear it a lot. I don't let this stop me. I haven't even really used one of those shavers on it just because I'm scared it'll like ruin the yarn or something. But I do usually just kind of pick at it. So like if I'll see a little something, I will just kind of grab it and just try to be as gentle as I can with it. But yeah, I don't know. I really like this yarn. I would definitely want to knit other stuff with this yarn just because it's such like a soft yarn. And I don't know if it's the baby alpaca in it that makes it so soft or the cashmere or what, but it's just, oh my gosh, it's just everywhere, the pilling of it. So sad. I wish it was holding up a lot better, but hey, I do still wear it a lot. What is on here? Literally picks up everything too. Okay. But yeah, I really like it. It's still holding up really well in general though. Like the stitches all look really defined. I do like this little back, like where it separates the sleeves from, or yeah, no, hold on. Yes and no. Okay, so this little back little piece that you see go down it, it separates the back from the front section. So I think it's a very, very cute, elegant touch that Kadri added to this. I really like it. So yeah, this is how the back looks like. Very cute. Get a better look at it. Very pretty. It's like a very flowy sweater. It's super comfortable. I wear this all the time, especially like when I'm working from home or something. I will throw this on and it's just the comfiest thing I own. Oh my gosh, I haven't even seen the bottom of it. I'll just show you since it's right there. Do you see all of that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a little disappointing that it's like pilling so much. But overall, I do really like the sweater and the softness of the yarn. It's not itchy whatsoever. It's literally the softest yarn I've ever used in my life. And I definitely want to use it again. I just don't know if I will because the pilling kind of drives me crazy. So yeah, that's all I really had to talk about with this sweater. Okay, next sweater I have to share with you is this one over here. It's the Ingri Sweater by Petite Knit. This one's a little bit heavier to hold up just because I knit this up using 2 strands of merino held together by Santa's yarn, so it's a little bit heavier. So compared to that one is so lightweight. This one's, you can feel it. But yeah, this is how my Ingri sweater turned out. It's a little bit shorter than what Petite Knit does on hers. Like hers is a little bit more oversized looking. Mine, I just kind of ran out of yarn, so I just had to make do with what I had. And as you can see, the bottom looks a little bit different too, and that's because I used the Peer Gynt for the bottom here, as well as the cuffs. It's using the Peer Gynt by Santa's yarn, and then everything else is the Santa's yarn Sunday held together. So yeah, it created like more of a DK worsted weight type of yarn. This sweater though, I do really like it. I wear this one quite a bit as well. It's holding up pretty well though. I don't see a lot of pilling on it. And I don't know if that's just because the texture is helping a lot, but otherwise it's holding up really well. It's not fuzzy at all because it has no mohair in it, but that's kind of the look I was going for. I didn't want, I kind of got sick of mohair this year, so I haven't really been knitting with mohair, except the second Elizabeth blouse that I'm making. It does have mohair, just because I really liked how the first Elizabeth blouse turned out, so I was like, I have to use the same type of yarn. But yeah, this one didn't have any mohair in it, and it still turned out really nice. I wear it mostly like at home though, just because I've tried wearing it out when it was like a little bit more chilly, and because of all of these like little eyelets all throughout the sweater, it really lets the wind go through you, and it's just kind of cold. So I don't really wear this out and about too much, but I will wear it at home because it's very comfy anyway. Like, I really like the textures of it. It's very pretty. I'm glad I made it. I don't think I had anything sort of like textured in my wardrobe, so this was my first like textured sweater that I made, and I really like how it turned out. I think it all looks really neat. I had to modify it a lot though, because of the sleeve situations with the decreases. I didn't want like the little diamonds to overlap, so I had to do a lot of like math and try to figure out a way to like decrease without having to mess up like this little pattern over here. And then I ended up shortening a lot of the sweater itself, like off the body. I think the double ribbing here, I shortened it. I also shortened the bottom here. I didn't even end up adding in the 1x1 ribbing at the very bottom because I just ran out of yarn. So yeah, I had to play a lot of yarn chicken with this, and turned out a little bit more cropped than what I had in mind, but I still think it's super cute. I love the color of it as well. I think it's very pretty, very like fall vibes. So I'm excited to actually wear this a lot now in the fall time because I think it's a very appropriate color for this season. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Like I said, like holding it up though, it is really heavy. I don't know. Like compared to the Tenon Vneck sweater, like this one is so light, and then this one I'm like, what am I holding? But yeah, still super cute. I definitely recommend the pattern and the yarn of course as well, but it's like a classic yarn that everybody's using everywhere, like the Sandnes yarn. So yeah. Oh, and then this one is not itchy at all, like at absolutely all. I think merino wool in general is not itchy. The Cardigan though, I do feel it a little bit. Like when I have the cuffs on my hands, like I feel it a little bit itchy. So, but it's only like right here on my wrist, so it's not that big of a deal. And otherwise everywhere else, it's the merino. Merino seems to work well for my skin. I have no issues with this one. But yeah, this is the Ingri Sweater by Petite Knit. One more time, I'll show you. Very cute. All right, I have one more sweater to go through. And this is also my last finished sweater that I have finished. I'm currently working on a couple sweaters, but this is just the last one that I have done. So this is what it is. It's the Elana sweater by Not a Day Without Knitting. It's a really pretty sweater. This is probably one of my top favorite sweaters that I've knit, and I think it's because of the cabling pattern that's just like everywhere. It's just so gorgeous. It's very well written out. It was actually a test knit that I did, so when I was doing the test knit, we did find a couple issues here and there, but we got those all fixed, and the sweater itself just turned out so beautiful. So yeah, just one more look at it like this. So the yarn that I used to knit the sweater up was the VIP by Elana. It is a 80% merino with 20% cashmere, and it's also a super soft yarn. Kind of reminds me of the Tenon Vneck sweater that I knit. Like the yarn is also very soft, and I really like how it works up. And honestly, I think it just might be the cashmere. I think cashmere is just really nice yarn, and it really adds to like a yarn in general to like make it really soft and just luxurious feeling. But cashmere is not cheap, so we will go with having only a couple % of it in a skein. That is fine. But yeah, so let me talk about the sweater a little bit and how it's kind of been wearing. I wear this sweater quite a bit as well, and it's holding up really nice. Obviously we're just getting out of like summer, so I didn't really wear it in the summer, but I was wearing it like when I first finished a lot, and now that fall is coming, I am planning on wearing this a lot as well now. It kind of has more of that oversized look to it, and I think that's because of the yarn choice. On the designer's page, like where she shows her sweater, it's not as like oversized looking, so I think it's just because my yarn opened up a lot, which I am not complaining. I really love the look of this. It's very pretty. Basically the pattern that was done on this was like a 1x1 cable, and it kind of like looks like little petals just all around, and it's so beautiful. And then I finished off with the 1x1 ribbing at the bottom, and I think it was a twisted rib, and it looks really neat, like super neat. I think this is what made me fall in love with the 1x1 like twisted ribbing, because it just looks so nice. So I think I definitely want to finish off like future sweaters using this method now, because it gives off a really clean look. I really like the design of the sleeves as well, where it's decreasing, because it has this like line that kind of goes down, like it kind of slants, and it looks so clean. Like most sweaters, when I decrease, we usually decrease like every couple rows, like just all down the sweater, just all down the sleeve. But this one, you kind of just knit without decreasing until you get to like a certain point, and then the designer has like a method where you decrease like right at the bottom here, and it creates like, it still goes into the pattern, you know, as you can see. There we go. And it just looks super neat, and I really like the look of it. I think it's such a nice touch. And yeah, everything looks really clean with this sweater. It's probably one of my top favorites, like if not my top favorite. I used to really love the Tenon Sweater V-neck, but because of the pilling of the yarn, I'm gravitating more towards this one now, just because the yarn is holding up beautifully and I don't see any pilling on it. It is kind of fuzzy all throughout the sweater. I'm not sure what that's from, like if it's from the cashmere or what. I think it might be from the cashmere, but I don't see any pilling happening. So maybe it's the cashmere kind of preventing it from the pilling. I'm not sure, but I'm not complaining. I really like that it's holding up really well, and I'm definitely excited to start wearing it a lot more often now with the cooler season. And yeah. Oh, and then I do want to show the back of this as well, like the construction of it, because I think it's really pretty as well. Like I really like when these sweater constructions have those little lines that kind of like go down and it like separates. And as you can see, the designer created this little like separation line, but it's still using the pattern. So I think it's very pretty. Yeah, she did a really good job, like overall on the whole sweater. Okay guys, that was all the sweaters I had to go through. I hope you guys enjoy that. It was really nice kind of going through these and just seeing how they've been holding up for the last 1 to 2 years. I think it was really nice. I think it's really educational to see kind of the yarns as well, because it helps me decide on future projects what yarns I want to use again versus what I probably shouldn't, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you've stuck around this much, thank you so much. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all your support. It really means a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. But other than that, that's all I really had to share with you today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!